of September. Now I know we're a few days in, so I think we're about the 6th. So basically this will be for those that are kind of following along beyond that point. Now I did pull sort of random cards, and again, this is not going to speak to all of you. It's more of a general read. But I do want to indicate I did ask about some of the positives as well as there's going to be some challenges. But let me just I pulled some off to the side here. I will say this, for those of you that are having a birthday, on your birthday, it does feel as though things are going to be a little bit more low key. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of things that are happening in terms of big events. So maybe we'll just start out with that. All right, so we're going to start out with Ten of Pentacles. Now, we all know the Ten of Pentacles can represent family and a lot of very positive things in terms of money and that kind of thing. So what I'm going to say here is, sorry, I'm just trying to kind of reorient the camera a tad bit. Sorry, I do these things on an out and about basis, guys, so it's just bear with me. I'm just going to try one little maneuver here to see if that helps me to stabilize this a little bit more. All right, either way, okay, let's just go ahead. All right, so again, Ten of Pentacles, we are starting out with your birthday season. So for those of you that are having a birthday up until the 30th of this period, now I know some of you have it further out as far as into October, but we're going to just go with what we've got for those having a birthday in September. I feel like there is opportunity for you to enjoy family life or to have family around in this period. Now, again, this is whoever family is to you, doesn't have to represent as, the traditional family, but it definitely feels like, this life in a way that does include family or those that you feel close to. Now, there's also something here clarifying that about justice. So again, you're coming through in your own reading. So I feel like there is a sense of things being balanced out. And so if there has been a lot of conflict that's been at play or a lot of disagreement, it's almost like not big epiphany moments, but it's almost like things start to take a different turn. Meaning I feel like there is more of a tradition to be at play here. So again, people around you that would represent as family coming in around you, that just bring around more of a sense of security or a feeling of wholeness. So this is kind of where things are at. Like I said, the Ten of Pentacles, card of gain and luck and that kind of thing. But I think in this particular season, just because of what's clarified, I just feel like it's more along the lines of kind of balancing out the finances, balancing out the things that have some importance to you. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't going to be money up ahead, because there is a lot in this thing that does indicate that money is coming through here. Hi, Luciano. There's an indication that there is something up ahead that actually speaks to greater amounts of wealth. Now, I'm going to ask a separate question with that in terms of another deck, just of, I don't want to pull out all the good cards on this one and then be only left with the negatives. So I just want to make sure it's kind of a fair, transition there. But again, we are at a 10. So there's something here that also kind of speaks to a renewal of some sort, meaning you've completed a cycle in regards to, family. And now it's almost like there is a preparation for a new beginning here. Like I said, that is a 10, and it is a 10 of Pentacles. So it's almost like something has come full cycle here that is now operating in your favor. I do feel like if you don't feel the abundance in period right now, know that it is a part of what's going to happen. So the Ten of Pentacles does indicate that there is going to be more carefree, sort of up ahead, adventurous sort of feeling. I'm not going to say maybe quite adventurous, but it does feel like you have more security that is going to be coming in. I do feel like it's really hard to lock in on time frames with does feel like you're in the energy of it. But again, because you're all on different time frames, it's really hard to lock in and say everybody's going to have money in, the period of September. But I do feel like you're in the energy of it. So it's going to play out for some of you a little bit further. But for the most part, this is an important phase in your life, and it does include family. It does include legacy money. It does include something very long term. Like I said, Ten of Pentacles is also establishing yourself in something. And especially when I see it followed up with the Justice, it's like there's a certain sense of unfairness that has been, you've been operating under, and that is going to change. So there's something here, again, about job security. There's something here about family life or more security around family life. And if you're not already in that energy, this is something that you're going to be moving into. And again, there's a lot of money at stake here, a lot of money at play. So, and it comes out with other cards here. And again, they're progressive, like nines and tens and that kind of. So I do definitely feel like it's like you're just about to move into something that's going to provide you the opportunity to live your life in a more fortuitous way. This may be something that, again, everybody's, lifestyle is going to be very different. So for some of you, this might be an upscale from, living check to check to living something where you don't have to worry about the bills in the same way. You might be coming into an alliance with somebody where it allows you to kind of level it up, take some of the, put things on a bit of a reprieve so you don't have to look after everything on your own. So whatever that is for you, it looks like it's more long-term sort of situation. Now, again, this is all speaking around security. So there is kind of a rich emotional bond in terms of romance, in terms of family connection, where things are starting to click in a more long-term way. So there's some kind of vast improvement with this altogether. Now, the other part of it is too, in terms of finances, like I said, I mean, I do feel like you could have a really strong sense of coming in. And I feel like you're in the energy where it's now about to, as I said, transition over. But the experience of your physical and your emotional health is also going to start improving. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, anything where, minor problems have kind of crept up, a lot of, chronic issues, whatever, that's going to start to change as well. And again, everything doesn't happen on a, in a 1 day, 2 day sort of period. This is longer term, outlook. And again, it feels like, but you are going to start to feel that these things are going to change. You're going to be able to build on what you've gained. That's the energy that we're in right now. Now, the card of justice, and again, this is this things out, and it's also about taking a hard look at ourselves because this is your energy. And it is coupled, but this is the clarifier. But the fact is justice really allows you to be more impartial. It's almost more of a negotiation. It puts you in a really strong position because you're coming out in your own reading as, feeling more whole. It's more centered of energy here. So again, there may be a compromising around family, but if that's the case, it's still a compromise that's helping you to feel like it will balance things out. So whatever the choices are that you're making in this period also helps you to balance that out. So if that means that you're a little bit more detached and aloof, it doesn't mean detached in a negative sense. It just means detached because it helps to, resolve the issue. So it's kind of a cause and effect card. Now, you're doing the right thing here, is what I would say with the Justice card coming out here. Your decisions are helping to balance everything out. Whatever decisions you're making, this is helping you, kind of bring some kind of things back around into more of a positive check. So it's like you're rearranging your priorities to create a sense of justice, this rebalancing. So you're taking a hard look at yourself and your family, and again, even any legal problems, if that's what it is involving for some of you. But it does indicate that you're rearranging those priorities and you're following more rules and you're committing with family. You're very invested with, again, whatever family is to you, those people that are close to you. You're very much more engaged, I feel, in trying to keep things fair and keep, weighing out all the factors to really bring things up to a point of bringing things up to a point where you actually let go of some stuff, is what I would say here, because unable to get into this position where you are balancing things, that means you are willing to move in the direction of, whatever works, whatever it takes to make something work. You're more willing to move in that direction. So I feel like you're understanding your place, you're understanding your connection to things, even spiritually. And I feel like you're more grounded in this period. You're more willing to be in the here and the now, is what I would say. Now, the other part of that is as well, because we are also coming up with the Temperance card, which again, this is a clarifier, this is all further out, but you're already in the energy of it. So it's like you're making these concessions, you're doing what it takes to balance things out. You are not, you're not holding yourself or holding anybody else hostage to a particular position. I feel like you're doing what it takes to let go of the things that weren't working and stand in favor of the things that you have that can still work. So again, there's more of, more of an alignment of your personal path. There's more harmonizing, there's more peace, there's more focused attention on the things that bring you peace. There's more things about trying to find your answers, whether it's through meditation or yoga or, doing something that helps you to channel balance, peace. But this is where you're at. This is what is so important to you in this period, is finding balance, finding peace. It's like you're trying to really improve things and doing it in a moderate way. I also feel like the Temperance card is kind of mixing and matching. Like it's you're doing what it takes to sort of bring about, you know, a healing quality to this month. So healing yourself or healing others, but family seems to be where a lot of the healing seems to be taking place, a lot of where the balance needed to be focused. And it seems like, again, there's more of a tolerance, there's more of a compromise that everybody is kind of tempered with this month that's around you. It's like the energy here is about really trying to blend the opposites, blend the things that were out of whack. And again, strong commitment to balancing things is what I would say there. And again, so much of you in this reading with the Queen of Swords, it's like you are taking more of, again, taking back a certain sense of you. It's creating more of a calm around you. It's like you're not accepting anything that is not calm, is what I would say. I'm not saying that there won't be moments, but for the most part, this is the focus this month, is absolutely on you, absolutely on you. Queen of Swords, again, is you coming through very strongly in the reading. It could also indicate that you are just being discreet about your feelings and you're not really, putting things out on display, but you're still operating within boundaries and there's still a sense of being very independent. There's still Aquarius, Libra, also Gemini coming through here, but there's just a very protective quality about keeping it all together, making sure everything balances spiritually, making sure everything balances within the family, that you're like you're in a problem-solving mode, I would say, in this period during your birthday season. You're very self-reliant, and again, there's something here about really keeping things in check. And again, this is not going to speak to everybody, but for those that this resonates for, that are having a birthday in this season, I feel like you are really empowered. I feel like your abilities are very strong, your spiritual, connections are very strong. I feel like you're not letting a lot of the, if you do have little things like knee tension or foot tension or neck tightening or whatever it is, anxiousness, anxious stomach, anything like that, that's what this card would kind of represent. But it feels like all of that is improving, and it feels like your money situation is going to build. It's going to continue to build and better, because there's more flow, there's more balance, there's not any risk taking. It's not anything like that in this period. It feels like everything is going to be building on the other with a very smart mindset, because you're really using your intellect to kind of pull you through. There is a lot for sure around the family front. Again, that's where I see much of the focus. But I feel like you are definitely, committing to the things that are right for you at this time. Now, when I get to the card of the World, again, this is all clarifiers, but it's still a very prominent card. A lot of big cards that kind of speak to end cycles wrapping up. I would definitely say that whatever cycle went on that was a rough period, it's like everything is starting to turn around to a prosperous period. The World card is the culmination of you understanding yourself better. It's also understanding your lessons and the things that you had to learn. It's almost, again, you could be dealing with kind of foreign, in a foreign sort of place here, or dealing with something that's a little more broad, web-based, whatever as well for some of you. But the World card is a card of self-actualization. So many cards of you coming through. I really feel strongly that you are absolutely in a place of getting to know you better and what you're looking for, what's important to you, and what's beneficial for your family. I definitely feel like you are growing. I feel like you're in this place where you could actually even be teaching in some way, and possibly on a global level as well. But there is definitely a lot of cards that speak to, making sure you do nothing that disrupts or rocks the boat. This is your world. This is your month of just creating peace for yourself. And again, it's more of an integration of all of these lessons. It's more of an understanding of the new phase. And it's a long project. When you get to the World card, yes, it's a completion phase of some lesson that has been hard learned. And hi there, Poonen. But not only also a conclusion of something around family that was a lesson that was about something about creating balance. There was obviously something that did not, there was a lot of things that you had to deal with, I feel, that were out of balance, because all of these cards speak to creating balance and end cards. So again, the world is all about, kind of the peak experience, bringing you closer to who you really are, bringing you closer to, the long-term project, even, I would say. But it's more along the lines of focusing on you and, where you want to be, is what I would say, because there's so much focus on you. The other part is this is also a card of harmony and balance, but in terms of your health as well. So again, there's something here about striking a balance between that as well as spirituality, finding life's deeper meanings. It's just really a conclusion of, life's journey in a big way. So again, it's not that you don't have more lessons to learn, but something on the family front you have taken on, you have learned the hard way, something about how to sort of deal with a particular element that was clearly out of balance. Now we're getting into the Seven of Wands. Now, the card here with the Seven of Wands still indicates that there's some movement. You're really in a position that's still, fairly mature, even spiritually. I feel like you might have had a lot of battles that you've had to endure, because when you go from the 5 to the 6, of course, is that card of, really winning a battle, but now you're in the card of 7, so that met the challenge. It also means that you have to tie up loose ends. So there's some element here with the wands, which I haven't quite come across yet. You're tying up the loose ends around the moon. So you're tying up ends around the emotional things that were quite deep that you had to undergo. It's a transformation of you with the moon card. So again, there's something here around with the subconscious, but also dealing with the things that you really didn't quite, where you might have been misunderstood, like I said, with that moon card, but it's like you chose your battles wisely and you really come out on top. This is also considered to be kind of a writer's card. It can be sort of a teaching card, and incorporating all of the lessons and the things, again, I feel, around moon card. So it's like you're still sort of operating in that energy, but you're doing so in a space of working steadily toward the dream, working toward the realization of, believing in yourself now, is what I would say. There's so many cards of you in this, so it feels like you're believing in yourself more. Again, this is what you're working on. So I feel like this is a bit of a longer journey out, but you have conquered quite a bit here. And again, it's just about to sort of finish and culminate and move into more of a prosperous period. Now, again, I did see the 10 energy, so with family. So I feel like, because this is a card of meeting those challenges, it does feel like you're making your own decisions and relying on your own inner strength and judgment for this period. There is still something here that kind of speaks to maybe your beliefs are tested a little bit here, because again, it's followed up with the moon card. So it's like you're still in a little bit of that defending your position sort of element, but you're still meeting the challenges and you're still in a good position. The moon card, like I said, it's where you haven't quite resolved everything that has been everything, not everything is at the surface here with the moon card, but it is coming to the surface, is what's happening there. So I would say, period, you're still mulling over some of the elements here with the moon card. You're still mulling over some of the things that are not quite illuminated to you, because, like I said, still a period of deep analysis, and so much of this is showing you in a space of contemplation. But again, moon card definitely speaks to reflecting, a lot of inward reflecting, but you're meeting those challenges. And I feel like part of this is truth, part of this is non-reality, like a little bit of the illusion of things, because you're not fully understanding yourself yet, but you do have intuitive nudgings now that are helping you to deal with those emotions and maybe, you know, psychic attacks in some way here. But there's still something here that kind of speaks to seeing some of the light, just not all of it is. You've got some understanding, some snippets of truth, even though it's not fully at the surface. But I would say that you are now realizing you're not fully sure of some of the feelings or the people that you may be working with in terms of family, but you are still going forward with some understanding, and that helps you to overcome of these fears or surrender to the fear and accept the things, accept the uncertainties that you can't quite work through, because there's so much around balancing things out. I feel like you know, starting to accept some of the things that you can't understand. Some of it's not your problem or your thing to understand. Like I said, this is still benefiting from, you know, things that help to heal as well, because the moon card is about chronic problems, things that start to clear up. And that, again, that also is still dealing with a lot that's dealing with the subconscious and trying to understand, you know, that are at a deeper level. And of course, that brings true wisdom, right? When you get that space, it'll help you to, you reflecting when you're in the moon space, but it's also understanding even your relationships within the family dynamic there, because this is where the relation, you have an understanding of the relationships that you've been in and the phases that they're undergoing. So it's where you're holding back to, you know, where things have been anxious and unclear. And again, you're trying to create balance so many ways here. Could be also dealing with a Cancer or a water sign here, as well as a prominent person. But whoever this is in your current environment, there's just a lot of energy around kind of exploring some of those healing modalities to help you through as well. But again, very much strongly oriented around the intuitive aspects of ourself here as well. And it feels like your spirituality is also in this space. So I feel like you're able to create your future because you have gone, you know, you're meeting the challenge and you've gone quite deep in this space. And again, what's being illuminated here is that your fears are being faced. Now you're coming to terms with what is real and what is, you know, what did you actually have a grasp on, what is beyond your reach. You might have thought you had a handle on things previously, but realized that you actually did not. But I feel like you're starting to get better understanding of things are at. Even if you are sort of dealing with still some anxiety or something that's imbalanced emotionally, I still feel like you are able to, you know, release that now in some way, in a greater way, greater capacity, because like I said, we are at the Eight of Cups. So eights are all about regenerating and reevaluating and sorting things. And I did feel like you're doing a lot of that right now. Eight of Cups is still that energy that you are leaving some things, you know, turning away from those things you can't really understand or control. You can only understand your aspect in a relationship. You can only understand your side of a situation. So it's like you've completed a phase you did not understand, and you're now coming to terms, feeling more comfortable with the things that were confusing to you. So it's like you're not leaving situations necessarily, but you are understanding it and finding a way to compartmentalize it, because there's some things you just are not going to be able to do the work for. You can only do your own work. So it's almost like that. So this is also that space of being, you know, discontented with a part of what's going, you know, but understanding it on some level. So it's like whatever the disappointment or the disillusionment that you were dealing with, it's almost like this is reaching a natural conclusion. So you're able to move forward here. And again, it goes from the 7 to the 8 wands, to the 9. And because you're in the 9 of wands, it's almost like there's just one last little phase here that might have to complete, and then you'll be ready to wrap things up. So the 10 of wands is what we're waiting for. I know we had that come out at different points there, but either way, you're in the end cycle energy of all of this. So again, 9 of wands means you know better, you know, you understand where things are at, you're pushing through, and it's almost a sense of rapidly recovering because you're not giving up. You've really pushed through. You have high ambitions here. There's a lot of energy that goes through with that Nine of Wands. And so I feel like, you know, you're in a space of still fighting for, fighting in a courageous sort of way to get to the other side of things. So again, whether this is for yourself or for the whole family dynamic, this indicates a long battle either way. So I feel like, again, this, be patient. There might be a last obstacle to kind of overcome here, or something that you have to accept, and then you're kind of home free. So again, not sure what this would be here, but there, it still feels like there's a little bit of pushing through the last stage of something. So just a discipline going here for a little bit longer, because it's almost like just a residual of something. But because of this, you've accumulated a lot of power, energy, wisdom to overcome other obstacles. And this is very good cards here. And again, they're a little bit further out, because remember, these are all clarifiers, but it indicates you're in the energy of it. So, and I suspect this will be coming through in the month of October, maybe for some of you November, because these are clarifiers. But when we get to the Nine of Pentacles, again, there's still a lot of energy here around committing and very close to an end cycle of something. Even in terms of money, everything is continuing to build. Everything is one thing on top of the improving. So it's not to say there won't be any challenge. There is one last little challenge here, especially Nine of Wands, especially with the Nine of Pentacles. It's like one last little thing, and then everything sort of completes. And of course, we did have the World card further out. You're not quite yet. You're still in all the minor arcana, but it still speaks to you having a lot more talent or a lot more ability to handle or navigate these situations. Even in terms of finances, I feel like you have a better strategy for improving things. The thing you are taking on will actually increase with, you know, greater prosperity. So I feel like you actually have some kind of talents or abilities, things that you can build on now. And this is a vast improvement from where things were. Even in terms of your overall health, going to start to improve. You're undergoing, you know, sort of minor little changes here with all these cards. These are the minor arcana part of the suit, so that's why I say, it feels like they're, and again, lots of energy around action, but taking action with, there's sort of creative, very creative things is what I would say. They're very practical, tangible thing you have in your mind that you actually can, you know, make change and move in your favor is what I would say here. You have really good ideas, I would say, coming through this month. And there we go with the card of the Empress. It's even more around, you know, abundant family life. This could be a mother energy here as well. It could be you. This could be another person that's relevant, but the Empress is having a sense of deep satisfaction this month in something. Something is giving you a sense of deep satisfaction, because this is a strong desire to nurture. This is a strong desire to be independent. This is a strong desire to, you know, have good feelings around you, because the Empress is all about being more open, being receptive. It's the good counselor. It's the good listener. It's the person who, there's someone that could be around you like this as well, but either way, it puts you in a really good place because of the energy around you. So again, whether this is you or someone else, I just feel like your ideas are blossoming. Your ideas are really, really good this month. And I definitely feel like it's going to be a time for you to really expand with that. So again, there's a lot in terms of your relationships that are starting to heat up and become a lot more positive. There's more care and attention to yourself. There's more emotional satisfaction on a deeper level. I feel like your satisfaction is going to be coming from people you consider family, or those that are relatively close to you, or directly family. But it feels like these are the things about taking time to nurture yourself primarily, period. And again, because I'm reading this in the positive, I feel like there has been a sense of lack. There has been a sense of not being good enough. There has been a sense of, you know, even the finances not being in a good place, but it feels like things are still going to move in a more favorable sort of space. So I would say, I mean, whatever has been kind of an unlucky time or a hardship of sorts, I feel like that's going to change, whether it's right away or fairly close, but I still feel like this is more positive energy. So everything's going to, turn around here. So where things were shaky, note it, there is going to be improvements in all of those areas. It also addresses anything that you're trying to do that deals with had fertile energy, things that you didn't think were going to work. It feels like your focus is more along the lines of how to really build something up, because it's like you had severely damaged self-esteem with this card, and it feels like that time of suffering is starting to alter in some way, like I said, because you're paying more attention to you. And I feel like even if you do have some worries still in around the finances, again, I just feel like up ahead, you'll have better opportunities, more prosperous ideas that will be coming through here. But just know that even if there is a little bit of a tension here still on a sense of lack or financial set, something like that, just know that your options for abundance are improving. You have the ideas, lots of really good ideas coming through this. I feel like it's just a matter of you acting on that. Again, the cards kind of speak to, there's still being something that's about to change here as well. Now, I did pull a couple of other cards here as well, but like I said, the main cards that were out was the Ten of Pentacles, and even still, maybe we'll just kind of jump right into what's going on with the other ones here. So this is actually the deck of the Archangel Power Tarot deck. So this is actually talking about it's important to have balance. And again, so much of it this month was what everything was coming out for you as. And it's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, but make work fun. So I think that's the attitude, it's really about trying to find a way to enjoy what you're doing and really the best of what you have to balance things out. So again, if everything is a hardship, it's a hardship. If you see it as, something that's enjoyable and you get something out of it with the people you work with or the type of work or it's patience or whatever. The people that you work with, the coworkers, like I said, whatever you do on a day-to-day job, start to find the flow in that situation, because it's almost like it's a good way of managing your stress is what I would say there. So again, there's something here about go slowly. Now the High Priestess, this is a major arcana in this month, but it's like there's something still kind of hidden here. This is a big energy out. It's all the four queens kind of rolled into one. It's an element of mystery that's still yet to unfold. But again, there's powerful psychic insights, reflection, again, where you'll get valuable information and anything that's going to help you to bring a level of peace. So all your answers are within. It's that kind of thing. You can rely on those because this is where you're going to benefit the most. So anything that deals with enlightenment or whatever your search is on a spiritual level, this is something that you can have faith in. So just remember, this is the power of the subconscious, which of course is what the moon came through with earlier. This is about kind of being, because you are exploring the mystery of the universe and mystery of yourself. And this is also about kind of keeping quiet, even in terms of others. So this one is along the lines of, information communication, something about being more optimistic. So follow your passion, things that you really enjoy to do. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for exciting adventure. So I feel like this is something that you've already started here. But again, it still feels like at a page level, it's still fairly new. You haven't walked through the door to really advance it yet. It still speaks to you ready to move into this new opportunity. A thing that's going to provide a lot more excitement for you. I feel like you're in the energy of that already. And it definitely speaks to being more optimistic because it is also it's a playful card. It's about embracing life. So really keeping yourself open to, again, the change of life. So you're definitely in that energy of something is about to change here for you. So the change of life is a sudden revelation, and this revelation is going to offer you freedom. So you break free of procrastinate, embrace the opportunity that change brings. Sorry guys, when the phone is taking a call, it cuts out. So hopefully that didn't interfere too much there. But anyway, I feel like you're about to, there's some overhaul taking place here with this change of life. So it's almost like the Judgment card, really. It's where old beliefs are left behind. You have a new way of doing things. You're creating new systems, new ways of implementing those systems. It's also a card of do not procrastinate. Everything is becoming much more clear to you because you've been in this energy of deep introspection in this period of September. The change is inevitable for sure here, and this is all about growing into yourself. It's about liberating yourself. When you liberate yourself, you open new doors. When you open new doors, it creates new sense of freedom. So in other words, if you were always trapped by financial aspects, this is where you're going to find more opportunity because you're allowing more free life in this new path. By challenging yourself in some new, it's allowing for more freedom so that you don't feel like you have to count change to go to the store or whatever for bread. I'm just using that as an example. And of course, it's an extreme one, but my point. All right, so 3 of Gabriel. And again, these consecutively add up to expansion. So it's like you're in this place of revelation. These are all about expansion. The 3 of Gabriel, period, is telling you that there is prosperity that is about here. You are about to move into a very unique space. So again, I feel like this is where you are, it's wise planning, as the card indicates. You're making, organizing your life in some way to get ready to take the next step. You're very optimistic in this period, and this is a long-term planning card though, because again, we're looking at the ship. She's looking out. This is more of a long-term plan of an idea that you're trying to enact. So again, your enthusiasm is higher than it has been, and I feel like you're again reviewing your options, and this is where you're actually you're being told by the universe, don't worry. Okay, and it's also saying don't worry around the family front. Don't worry around your stability. Don't worry around, this place of your foundation. So whatever that is for you, whatever your foundation is, it seems to be stable. It's expanding. It's getting better. And not only that, you're also expanding your social life. This is a time for celebration. There could also be your birthday, of course, is falling into this month, but there's an abundant reward for the hard. Release yourself from burdensome situations. So again, there's something here about a time ability, a certain sense of peacefulness, a release from your, the past burdens, and you're able to lighten up a little bit, is what I would say in this period. Rest and relaxation. And again, it's something about the foundation or marriage or, something kind of culminating and getting better and level. So there's something here that's positive in regards to that. So 8 of Raphael. Now this one, 8s are definitely in a period of change. There's something better waiting for you. Do you know is right for you? There's a bit of a spiritual quest for you. 8 of Raphael is speaking to there's more than what is. So I've been currently undergoing or considering, just know there's more up ahead. There is a reward that will come because of the inward search and the answers that are coming to you. This is going to bring you a reward. This is not a choice that's going to be forced on you. It's going to be a choice that you make. So this again helps you to be grateful for the things that you have. And again, it's very strongly a spiritual quest, but also a change of your interests and knowing what's right for you. So you're really being discerning, really taking stock of the changes in terms of job or relationship. You're building on those things that you feel have some value. Leap of faith. I'm telling you, these all work together very strongly. Leap of faith is the 0 card. Believe in yourself. Listen to your heart. Do what gives you joy. This is where you're being guided. This is about you being proactive, researching the things that you research that help you to build on what you are currently working on. And again, those that are already currently working on something, this is the reading that resonates for you. So there's something here about this new path is giving you a sense of excitement, something to look forward to. And it definitely is a card of believing in your dreams. There's a happier wave coming in. There's more self-confidence. Don't hold yourself back. There is joy up ahead. 7 of Raphael. Again, this is a lucky number with the 7. So time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want. Take action. It's a need to detoxify. So this is getting rid of the things that are not helpful to you. Again, this can be toxic thoughts. Doesn't mean axing everybody out of your life that has, created any kind of drama. Putting boundaries around them, though. It does kind of operate in the sense of, pulling back in your own energy. So if other people don't appreciate your energy, you give it back to yourself. So again, there's something better that's working here with you, and again, it speaks to an inward search, and it's definitely around. It's definitely around, where there was procrastination. It's like, here's your decision card. This is, and of course, we have the card that judgment. So if you feel the situation is too complicated, take a stack. You will find the right course of action to go ahead, and you'll realize all these choices that you have, but it's getting clear on what you want. This is kind of the energy that you're in. This also speaks to things around family and because that's very strongly in this read as well as for the things that work for you in your life, trying to relationships. All of it seem to be very deep-rooted analysis this period. Page of Ariel, an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. Now again, there was more than one page here, so it's almost like there's a communication or something here that helps to give you a little bit engagement with, information is what I would there. There's definitely something that you are, I would say, working on, because again, reliable, clever, educated, balanced. It feels like you're based making the right decisions. And again, with the opportunity that's coming through here, it's something around your interests or your passions. And again, more information about getting to work. So this is again being, it's a reliable and ever energy, and it's all about balance as well. Pursuing some kind of new challenge. Divine guidance. Again, there's a shift here, but it is a positive shift. And again, this is, spirit is right behind you. Lots of intuition this month. You're not doing things alone. You're searching for the meaning of life. You're considering alternative approaches to the things that you want, and surrounding yourself with wise teachers or friends. So again, you're opening the door to really think outside the box here. And this is about you understand who you are now in some way. So you're walking your talk. Again, this is all about accumulating information, people, drawing the things to you that you need as you need it. So if you need, to join an organization, need to join a church, need to join a class, need to join, some kind of a group that supports the work that you do or the things that you are trying to build, this is what you're doing in this period. But again, these are clarifiers, I guess, for the most part, because most of the energy around the other cards were really minor arcana. But it was all about, it started out with the Two of Air, meaning the decisions, everything was just starting. This new path is just starting, and you're in that period of really making wise choices, and a lot of them. Lots of, a lot of things that are key about lining yourself up with the right people and all of that. And again, these are all, the Magician card also speaks to the same. This is about, you've got the right touch to open the doors that you need. It's about having all the right tools. And I feel like whatever lack that you felt, where you underestimated yourself and you didn't think that you had the tools or the skill to acquire something, you do. Is that information about, understanding the road ahead, preparing with knowledge. And again, it's a card of you're safe and everything is supported. There's a windfall of abundance of some sort here that's coming through with many of these cards, but all things are possible with the Magician, and you're moving forward with your plans as well as to yourself. Other people are starting to see this as well. It's almost like there's no doubt to the success that's coming, because this is really focused on focused solutions, and it's also creative solutions, and it's also having the confidence and the skill. Last cards out here, guys, are this deck is the, sorry, I forgot what this one was. This one is the Angel card, Radley Valentine. So again, there's a period of recovery. This is something that I feel like this is the positives that you can look forward to in this period of if the birthday month is in September. So again, the period of recovery is what's happening here. There's a healing taking place. Any challenging emotions, anything that you've been dealing with that has been drawing on your strength, this is where you're starting to get those answers. You're entering into a new, exciting phase of your life. This is the time where you can start looking for a sign. So again, there's something here that You know, if you haven't already been getting signs, and some of you it can come in terms of dreams, others it can be synchronicities, numbers 1111, 444, 222, 555, 666, all of those things. And yes, even 666 is a lucky number as well, if you look it up. But any kind of synchronistic numbers tend to that. This is the angel speaking to you and letting you know that if you have a specific to that you or a question that you have for them, when you see these synchronicities, you can ask your question and expect the answer to be provided. And again, keep your eye to feathers or dimes, whatever it is for you. So again, there's something here where you're going to have more of a connection to family members or spirit or whatever that is for you. But these synchronicities are not just meaningless coincidence. They are important messages for you. Now, you also have the card of take action. So again, keep moving forward. The energy here is do not part ways with the goal or the dream. If there's something, because there was a couple of cards that came out, procrastination and pushing through it. So this is, again, keep your path to the dreams. You're going to get assistance during this period. So you need to make sure that you do not procrastinate. There's just a lot of energy around staying focused on your career, on your relationships, or whatever it is that's going to fulfill you and your wishes. Now, this is about getting more information. So, of course, this is lining things up so that you keep moving in the right path. Something that you might have had a question about here that you know information on will help you approach a situation, whether this is around a family member or around your goals. There's something here about taking note of an observation, but using some analytical research. And it could be just reading, as simple as reading more books or taking more classes, but it's gathering more information, whether it's internet or otherwise. So again, it's like they're all just kind of leading into one another. Again, we've got helpful people. So again, in this period, you're going to be seeing a lot more cooperation because helpful people is coming through here where you're expanding your circle of friends, but it's also about social networking. It's also about, career connections and being happy and being successful due to these connections. So the situation is helping you to accomplish in your professional field, or simply just including more people in your life or your personal life, personal or professional life, that's going to help you to, make your dreams true. So again, if you were not thinking in a positive way, the answers are coming through. Do not worry. Everything is going to work out. So as long as you keep to your commitment to yourself and to what your goal is, you keep pushing through it. Keep pushing through because you need to remain positive. This is momentum that's helping you to build these creative things and to speed the dreams ahead. And it just means when you're in a happier space, it'll help you manifest these things, in a faster way. So you'll see more changes up ahead. But don't allow yourself to lose hope when you're so close to the dream end here. And I shouldn't say dream end, because once you even collect the dream, the next stage is to create another dream. So I'm going to do one more card out here. Use a different deck here. Sorry guys, one more second. I'm just going to reach for a different deck. This one is called the Enchanted Love Tarot, but it's really not a love tarot deck. It's really a little bit more neutral on that. Okay, a few more seconds here. I'll have it ready to go. What are the positive things that will be coming through in the month of September? What are the positive things coming through in the month of September for birthdays? Days in September. What are the positive things? Your intuition, definitely heightened. And Four of Gems, possessiveness. Okay. What else is positive that's coming through? Okay, I'm just going to take these because they sort of fell out together, but sorry guys. What is the Lover's card? All right, the things that you have kind of working for you in this period is just going to line it up here. Okay, so again, you are very much aligned intuitively. You are really going to have to start focusing on your answers will come when you ask the right questions of spirit, and then you have to look for the synchronicities. to these things come to fruition, right? So this is along the lines of don't ignore your intuition, follow your hunches. And again, it's about realizing the things around us that we often take for granted. So the things that are actual miracles, are things that we are not to question. So about looking for signs, like I said. So it's also following through with, how do you improve the situation and going inward and finding that knowledge. So you can still use things in the practical world to reach those points. I don't often, so I might have to refer to the book here a little bit, but just know that things are definitely working in your favor because you're going to be more inspired or be more inspiring. I feel like you're going to be able to attract the things that you need, but just focus on the things that inspire you and will fall into place. Okay, next card out, again, Four of Gems, and this could be Four of Pentacles, really, where there's a certain sense of possessiveness, but it's still four, everything's still balanced. This also kind of speaks to the energy of holding back sometimes a little bit too much the resources, and it's not a bad thing to do, because I didn't feel like that was the energy that for this month. It feels like the energy for this month is just to keep it all in check, not doing anything too out of control here. Because this is a card of, speaking to your better off. It silences me, so I have to make it anyway. Just moving on. Anyway, it's you building a strong foundation, you taking more responsibility, keeping your eye on the prize, getting your affairs in order is what card speaks to, making sure that you're managing your possessions well, but also guarding things at this time, because it's take care of your home, take care of your family. It's like a successful executive is what it says. Now the Seven of Roses, this one is kind of heart-based, really. Seven, again, a little bit more of a lucky sort of fortuitous time, but it's also about using your courage to push through. So in terms of a love connection, this is about you or a partner will display true heroism. So there will be enough courage to overcome your fears and create true love. You need to lovingly articulate what you're aiming for in a relationship. Getting to know you is a good start on that, because if you don't know what you're looking for, you will invite things that you aren't looking for. It's one thing to say, I like the way somebody looks and I like it when they're kind to me, but have you seen this person at their worst? If you haven't seen how they deal with their own family, if you haven't seen how they deal with lack of finances, these are things you want to make sure are not red flags. Just keep your eye to those factors so that you have a clue, because it'll give you a clue of what you're going to be looking forward to. So it's still about, setting some boundaries, but it definitely speaks to, whatever you aim for in a relationship. Just know that you will come out despite your fears. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't compromise. Make sure that you do things from an integral place. And again, the Lover's card. And again, I don't really feel like this is specifically for love, but I mean, for those that it does resonate for, it does feel like you're going to be able to attract the things that you need to you. And this is also a card of decision making. This is also a card of attracting, just overall things to you in terms of people or relationship or whatever it is that you need to kind of run yourself to the dream. But if you are seeking, something that is, if you are seeking something that is attractive to you, this is what you can get in touch with at this point. Like I said, it's really drawing things to you where you feel like, if you feel attractive, you're going to draw something that's attractive to you. If you don't feel attractive, you're going to draw something that is probably going to be less than what you might want. That's why they always say it's a good idea to write down the things that you want in a person, and what is it that you would be willing to compromise on. So when you get into a relationship, what is that person willing to compromise on? What are you willing to compromise on? So it's really having a good understanding of, does the other person feel the same way about marriage? Do they feel the same way about finances? Do they feel the same way about children? Or do they feel the same way about adventure or romance? So it's having a good sense of what two people think about, instead of just lust, because lust will draw people chemically to one another, but it doesn't mean that they're right for one another on all the other basis. Sometimes it's good to be a friend first. Eight of Gems. Now, this one again is all about kind of eights, well, about getting everything in order and sort of creating a semblance of order, but it's almost with perfectionism, it's about romantically, it would speak to things being successful. So you're drawing more attention to yourself in this period. I feel like you're getting a lot more attention in terms of the love, but it's also about making wise choices and being practical, even in terms of a partnership. So even though there may be success in some partnership, again, it's what can you work together with. So you learn as you work. What is this? Is this person somebody who likes to grow, or is this somebody who's really stymied and stuck and likes too much tradition to the detriment of everything else? Because sometimes if they're too controlling, when they do have an upset, then if they are a narcissist, it's going to be coming back at you, because that energy is going to come out as, well, you're doing something wrong, not me. So be aware of your dynamic. Like I said, you want to pay attention to the details with love, and you want to be skillful about how you move ahead with someone or something. So again, you also have that ability to make others feel loved and special. And I feel like this is you working steadily toward your visions, even in terms of relationships and your creative interests, because it's all about a skilled craftsperson, very skilled. So it's like Eight of Pentacles as well. So it's continuing to work on the project is what it is. You're pushing through. So the other part is the World card. Again, full cycle with some kind of situation here. You've reached the end of something here that is now a matter of blending it. Consummation is blending all of the lessons. It's graduation time. A promise you have kept, what is now being fulfilled. So you held true to some kind of lesson, and now that cycle is about time to create a new situation for you. So whatever you have outlived, because it's an outmoded part of your life, there's something here that you can take that's useful in that, and then open your eyes up to this new opportunity, put it into this new direction, and create something that's more exciting in the world. It can also indicate some level of travel or desire to see the world, something like that, but it is identifying and honoring yourself at this time. Something about Two of Roses, again, this is more along the emotional front here. So there's something here that kind of speaks to, it's a bit of a decision card here as well, but it still speaks to being at a bit of a crossroads. So you're now in a position of power. You choices around your relationships. You can break it off, or and so it's kind of that thing, or you can continue on. But the whole point of this period is about planning and then figuring next stage of action is. So again, you can prepare for an intimate conversation or recommitment, or involving yourself with relationships that you had some poor communications with. This is that decision-making process now. You're going to be able to contemplate where you are, where you've been, and where you want to go with it. So it is a period of decision. And the Roses, there is something new here. And again, this could even be a new relationship or an exciting brew in a relationship. So there's also something here that speaks to an exciting romance or meeting the one. This is also prospects that are very positive. So it's more of a self-confident, again, you're looking very attractive. There's a real, kind of sexy vibe coming off of all of this. Could be a lot more affection that's coming in for you, but it's a definite improvement in your connections, in your relationship. Again, could be kind of flirty energy here as well, and sort of impulsive sort of energy to a certain extent, but you're signaling some positive energy here. So that's where I feel relationships and friendships could also come into play, because you're making new friends, or there's more attraction. Again, you're drawing to you. Seven of Gems, this is also that card. You had a lot of sevens coming through here. So again, there was a period of frustration, I would say. There might be a little bit of frustration here as well, in trying to find the things with this true love, or something is, about your plans not going quite as you expect, or maybe there's something that's a little bit unreasonable about it. There's no absolute guarantees, but if you take no action, then you have no guarantee except for a guarantee of failure. You have to count your blessings, and you also have to kind of seek attainable goals. So it's taking one foot in the other, so that you can expand. And again, you need to go one foot in front of the other. You're not going to jump from one, poor place necessarily to an immediate success, an instant win. Very few will. And the reason why I say that's not always a good thing is because if you forget all the steps in between and you don't know how to deal with money, money's gone right away, and it's to spend. Instead of an invest. Everything that you should be doing is going to be, it's got to build one thing to the other. So invest in yourself, invest in things that help you to understand, and invest in the right people as well. So again, it's about being realistic about those expectations. Again, no guarantees, but there is the guarantee of potential for growth and understanding. So you need to cope with this frustrating or frustration that you're feeling in going forward about a new idea, or about because this can also represent the home. It can be retirement, it can be education, anything that deals with, any level of frustration in your life, your budget, but it is coupled next to passion. So I feel like there's been a lot of frustration around passion or around passion projects. So something close to the heart either way. But I feel like this is also the card of, at least, take time out. Do something to be a little bit more light and carefree and play. So that's what I have for you for the month of the birthday month for those that in September. Keep moving forward, guys. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of inspiration, motivation. Everything is looking pretty good, even though it is mostly the message of stay balanced, get to know, and remain positive. But something up ahead is going to be life-changing for you. Like I said, you are on the precipice of big changes. Even though many of the cards, like I said, still speak to main energy out was your Ten of Pentacles, but it is followed up by the Justice card. It's almost like it's your time. It's your time. It's a protected thing that is your time. You are more empowered than you ever have been. You have finished a cycle successfully. And I feel like it's been a hard one, especially with the moon. There's been lots of emotional energy around it. And you've had to learn how to release things. So good on you, because everything is just going to be going forward in a more powerful way. You had a lot of 9s in this reading, and 9s and 10s. So again, there's some cycles that are finishing up in terms of family that were at a 10, but there's also some energy, and again, those that sort of spoke to 9s and 9s with the wands. But you also had the Empress card out here. So there's still independence and lots of wealth and abundance is going to be coming through. So just know you're in the energy of it. Even though a lot of these were clarifiers, it's all going to just start to build one thing to the next. Keep moving forward, and happy birthday.